Hey guys, before we get started, I just wanted to point out that for whatever reason, the audio file for this episode was corrupted, and so we lost about half of what we recorded, which is too bad because we talked about a lot of really great stuff. But the first half of the episode is still really good, and so we decided to keep what we have. Hopefully you love it. Here's the episode for you guys. Welcome to the Massage Life Podcast. I'm Jordan Pearson. I'm a CPA, and I'm here with the wonderful Melissa Pearson, who's my wife, and she's an RMT. And today we're talking about client preferences. Is that right, Melissa?
I like that you always check with me. Yes. Yeah.
So where did the inspiration for this come from?
Yeah. So this past week on Instagram, I asked people if they had any suggestions for me for Spotify music playlists. Because I've been trying to listen to some new music and... oh man, there's some weird massage music out there. Yeah, I was just like listening to, it was just like called spa music or something. And then it was like so much chirping. Like, why? Why are there so many birds? I'm like, I feel like I'm in like the zoo or something. Yeah. It was pretty bad. Anyway, so I asked for some ideas. And like, holy cow, people are crazy, sending me so many ideas.
Yeah, people are passionate about this stuff.
Yeah, I was so excited. So now I have literally hundreds of hours of massage music to try to go through. Because some of the playlists are like 18 hours long. I was like, oh gosh. And so, yeah, so it's really fun. So I compiled all of that together because everyone was like, send me the suggestions. Like people were like, following, like send it to me. And so I did write them all up and I hyperlinked them or whatever. And so they're on our website, on our blog.
Right.
If people want to check them out.
Yeah, and we'll send out an email.
Yeah.
In the next couple of days.
Yeah. And the suggestions were all kind of different. So, you know, some of them were more traditional spa music, like waterfalls and whatnot. and then some
I feel like that would be bad. A waterfall?
I don't really like the waterfall stuff. Other people love it. Like again,
now I have to pee.
Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah, not everyone loves that. And so, yeah, I was thinking today we could kind of talk about like what clients like and what clients don't like. And obviously everyone's different. Like I had a client the other day who said, oh, my favorite sound, my favorite music is rainfall, like rain sounds.
Right.
And I was like, really? That drives me crazy. I'm like, is there like a leak in here? Or like, I don't know. Like that sound is kind of irritating.
I think that would honestly make me have to go to the bathroom.
Well, probably. I've had people say that with water music.
Yeah. Like I have to go pee right now.
Like even thinking about it, you mean right now? You know,
just pause this here. No, we'll keep going.
So
I think that's only happened to me once before.
That you had to pee during a massage?
Yes, I'm pretty sure
Did you have to excuse yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was bad enough. Yeah. Or
So
maybe, like I know you had mentioned that in an earlier podcast. Maybe I'm just imagining that happened, but I'm pretty sure that happened once, and I was so embarrassed.
Oh yeah, it's really not a big deal. I've had it before. So
yeah.
It's fine. Doesn't matter. Just
pee.
Just go. I mean, don't go on the table.
Yeah.
Just let it out. Just relax. It's fine.
Jordan, you're a 37-year-old man. Why are you wearing a diaper?
I don't want to miss a moment of my massage.
Like, I know you're the RMT that always plays the waterfall music, so...
Gotta get prepared.
I knew this was going to happen.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know.
No one's going to take us seriously. Okay.
Do we want them to, though? We're here to have fun.
This is true.
Right?
Okay. So, yeah. Some people love the waterfall music. Some people don't. Everyone's preferences are obviously going to be totally different, right? There's some people who they don't like traditional massage music, right? They just want the radio or whatever. Like, everyone's preferences are different.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you select that then as a practitioner? It's like, how do I pick the music? Or do I let the clients pick the music? Or like, what do you do?
Right.
And I think the best advice is obviously be true to yourself, right? Like, what's your style? What's your, like, what fits your vibe, I guess, right? And so I think that's important. But I see you smiling and laughing. So what do you have to say?
Well, you're talking about being true to your style, and I don't know. Sometimes you shouldn't be true to your style. What if your style is just like, what if you know that your style is really weird, and that's okay? It's like, hey, I like weird music, and that's my jam, but I also know that 99% of people are not going to like this, and so maybe I'll just like keep my weird music to myself. I think not that it's like, it's not weird, right? Like just, I don't know.
It just might not be what the majority of people want. And so I guess maybe a better phrasing is like, be the best version of yourself, or be the most refined version of you, right?
I'm trying not to offend anyone. That's the only thing
I
I'm
see.
trying to do right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can keep your weird tribal music to yourself. No,
wrong with that?
I agree though. Like, what if you're totally into like whale sounds and everyone else hates it?
Well, kind of what I was getting at is I like to listen to a lot of like trance and EDM type music.
Right.
But I don't know that that would be the most appropriate music for a massage,
Right.
right? You know, some upbeat, like really intense, like, you know, maybe if you're really into rock music, that might be, you know, or heavy metal or death metal or I don't know, right? A massage might not be the best setting for something like that. You should play that for one of your clients.
I
and
had
just
a client ask for,
see what
I
happens.
forget what it was. Some like metal music, and I was like, no.
Right.
I think we tried, and honestly, he was like, really, I had a massage therapist who let me listen to it once. It'd be fun, like, let's listen to it. And I tried for a few minutes, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. It was really hard for me as a practitioner.
Yeah, distracting.
It was very distracting. And like, I do kind of get into a rhythm and a routine, and it's actually interesting how the music does help with that. And so I couldn't. I was like, I'm so sorry. I just like can't. So we had to change the music. But yeah, I guess it is important to understand what people do prefer. And then and then it's up to you what you want to do with that information, right? As a practitioner, it's your choice. But I did do a survey once of about 50 people responded to the survey. And these weren't current clients of mine. So this was before I was running my own practice. And so it was nice because the answers weren't swayed by like what I was already doing.
Right.
Right. People are like, oh, I should answer this because this is what she's already doing. And I don't want to make her feel bad or whatever. So they're very like unbiased answers.
Nice.
And so, so I just asked a few like different preferences about massage things in general. And so the one about music, I asked like, what type of music do you like to listen to during a massage? And the options were traditional spa music. And then in brackets, I put think waterfalls, birds, and soothing instrumentals. No vocals.
Right.
And then the next option was the radio. The next option was acoustic music. And then in brackets, I put piano/guitar, no vocals. And then the next option was laid back modern music. And then in brackets, vocals. And then the next option was silence. And then
silence.
Yeah. And then the next option was I don't care. I'm here for a massage, not music.
Right.
Okay. So I was like super curious what people would say.
I'm happy to see no one picked silence.
Yeah. So zero people responded to that one. No one likes silence.
Right. So none of your clients are serial killers. That's good. That's good.
I've a couple times had to give a massage in silence, and it is actually terrible. I hate it. It's very distracting. Yeah, I had one client I do mobile massage. When I arrived, they had the TV on. And I remember him specifically saying like, oh, I just wanted the TV on because like I don't like it when it's quiet.
Right.
Maybe he didn't know that I brought music with me. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. It was actually very entertaining. We got to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine during the massage. So I'm like, it was on. But those are like short episodes, right? And then like the episode ended, and then it must have only been the last like 5 or 10 minutes of the massage. Anyways, on Netflix when it was like, are you still watching? It's like, yes, leave me alone. I am.
I have no life.
Yeah. So it was like, are you still watching? And then it just like stopped. And I didn't even know where the remote was or anything. And so it was just quiet, right? So it just stopped.
Okay.
And then I was like, I knew the massage was almost done, so I didn't bother to turn my music on or anything. And then it was just like dead quiet. And then I felt so bad. I should have just stopped and put my music on because he specifically said I don't like it when it's quiet. And now it's like deathly quiet because we had just been listening to loud Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right, and you weren't talking.
Yeah, and then we weren't talking because, well, we've been watching the show. So.
Right.
Well, he had just been listening to it, and then so it was uncomfortable. I was like, no, I don't like just silence. Not a good idea. Anyway, so yeah, people don't really like that. So 70% of people did say that they liked the traditional spa music. And in the survey, they could pick more than one option as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so the percentages won't add up to 100. Okay, so 70% said they liked traditional music, which I was surprised because in there I put like the birds and waterfall thing.
Yeah.
And then...
maybe they were more hung on the traditional.
Yeah, just traditional, yeah. So then only 4% of people said the radio. I'm surprised anyone picked the radio. Again, maybe it depends what type of radio, right? If it's like just music or
right,
listening to like the news So I guess that was I wasn't very specific in what I meant by the radio. And then acoustic music was the second highest answer. So that was 38% of people. And then 11% of people said laid back modern music with vocals. And then, 13% of people said, I don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
The music with vocals, I have had people specifically say during a massage, I've listened to it before, and I've had some people complain about it, saying that it's distracting. Like they start singing along with it in their heads, and then it's like, it's hard for them to focus on the massage.
Right.
I've also had people say that with the acoustic music, if it's like a popular song, but it's just the acoustic version, no vocals, they're like, oh, I can still like hear the vocals in my head. They're like, I'm like singing the vocals, like filling it in my head, and it's annoying.
Right.
I was like, really? That's so fascinating. And so, that's just kind of some general information. So I think people do like, overall, just like classic spa music. You know, maybe not pan flute, you know, maybe not Enya, but just like music that you would expect when you go for a massage, not like Pink Floyd or something.
So do you ever ask your clients what their music preferences are?
I don't right now. I used to when I worked at a chiro clinic.
Okay.
This was back in the day. It's going to date me. So I would bring my iPod, like the big iPod, whatever, it was called, like third generation or something. And it had like the docking station.
Okay.
And I remember I printed a little poster, and I was like, these are the music choices. And I had maybe like 10 different playlists.
Okay.
And then I put on there that people could select it. Like before they jump on the table, they can use the iPod and select what playlist they want. Right. But then I noticed many people weren't doing that. Or I'd come back in and no music would be on. And they're like, just put whatever. Like, they don't care. Again, people are kind of like, just whatever, play something normal. And they're not going to waste their time trying to like find anything. But now with mobile, I do have some people when I arrive, they've already put music on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So some people will choose. Some people have that like on their TV. What is it? There's like radio stations you can listen to on. What's that called?
With Apple TV?
No, I don't know what it's called. But they'll have it on there, or they'll just whatever.
I think I usually play music on Alexa.
Yeah. Oh, when we have someone come over.
Right.
Yeah, because we kind of have like piano music and stuff that we like to listen to at our house. So we'll just kind of pick our own stuff. So some people do that. That's a nice benefit with mobile. People have a better opportunity to kind of select their own music. I have heard some people, even in a clinical space, they'll ask their clients like, oh, hey, do you have a Spotify playlist you like? Like some people have just like their chill out music that they enjoy, and they know the name of the Spotify playlist.
Right.
So you can give people the opportunity to select their music if you want. It's just not something I really do right now.
But as a safe bet, 70% of people prefer traditional spa music.
Just like
and so,
chill out music. Yeah.
Unless you have a client that is really vocal about wanting something else.
Kind of have us as like the default. Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to what you said, being true to yourself. This is, you have to endure the next hour and a half. And so you want to listen to something that is enjoyable for you.
True. Yeah. Yeah. And I think if you're listening to something that's maybe a little bit more alternative, I would check with your client, right? Like maybe once you've been listening to it for 5 to 10 minutes, so they know what the music is, instead of just saying, hey, do you want to listen to blah, blah, blah playlist? And they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, let them listen to it for a few minutes and then pipe in and just say, hey, do you like this music, or do you want me to change it?
Right.
So that they're not just like annoyed the entire hour.
If a massage therapist ever asks me that, I'm going to say, I want you to sing to me.
Serenade me.
Can you sing to me, please?
Yeah, so that's kind of my advice about music. And check out the playlists for sure. Another thing about sounds and music is I worked in a clinic that had white noise machines, and I loved it.
Oh,
you
interesting.
can actually get like a little white noise.
That's all that it was just white noise.
Yeah. You could like change it to like, I don't know, there are different types of noise like that, like brown noise. Apparently brown noise is like amazing if you have ADHD.
So one of the respondents, is that the right word? Yeah. One of the people that responded on Instagram, their playlist recommendation was, I think it was called Healing Frequencies.
Okay.
And I honestly think it was just like white noise and brown noise.
Okay, I haven't listened to that one yet.
Yeah, so different combinations of frequencies. And I started listening to a little bit of it when I was at work, because sometimes I'm an accountant, and so sometimes it's nice to just have kind of a neutral sound just to help me focus. And but it's funny because my coworker, she loves that kind of music. I don't even know if music is the right word for it. Just these frequency sounds. And so she came into my office and was just raving about this playlist. She thought it was the best thing ever, which is like great, you know. And it's interesting going back to preferences, because I wouldn't even think to pick something like that. In fact, I would think maybe that would be kind of weird, but the fact that she loves it, you know, and somebody recommended it, like it's probably, I could actually see that being very relaxing, right? Just having one kind of neutral sound to kind of break up the silence, to just help you kind of get into this meditative state. I could see that being very healing, to use the word of that, like the title of that playlist. I don't know, I kind of want to try it next time.
Yeah, I've never
and if it's
tried.
weird 15 minutes in, I can be like, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if you could layer it with music, like listen to that and like some soft music as well.
I think
or if that would be too crazy.
I think that the one track that I listened to, there was a little bit of variety to it. It wasn't just like
one tone.
You know, it wasn't just like the hum of a fan.
Yeah.
Right. There was some changes that were subtle, but you know, it was interesting.
Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah, the white noise in this clinic was nice. We still had music as well, but it was good for two reasons. One, it blocked out any other noises in the clinic, and they had them in the hallways too. And so, like, when you have multiple people working in a clinic, you get like some chatty neighbor next door, and it's like loud. It's just really distracting.
Chatty Cathy.
Yeah. And so that's handy. Oh, one time I worked at this clinic where next to us there was a gym. And all you could hear was like, it was so distracting. This one time, I don't know what was happening. They were lifting some really heavy weights, I guess. And all you could hear was like this grunting and then dropping of the weights.
Yeah.
And my client was like, what is happening over there?
Was that in Chestermere? Or was
No. That was in Kensington. That was my first, my first job. It was so loud. And these guys were like, and I was like, oh.
We got a lot of good stories from that place. Yeah.
It was so funny. And so it's just nice to block out other noises. And then also, this might sound really strange, but it's also nice to block out, like, if your tummy grumbles or like anything like that. It can feel really loud when the room's quite quiet. Even with the music as well, there's just still this silent, dead air. And so the white noise just helps block anything like that out, and you just feel more comfortable.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you can do that, it is nice. I don't do it right now because with mobile, I can just really only play one sound at once. I guess I could bring white noise with me, but it's just like one extra thing to pack. I am not doing that. But when I have my own clinic space, I think I'd be interested in getting that.